Hi guys, welcome back to Z's Corner. This is Al. So in the last video that I did, we were talking about Ops 38 to 42 and what items you should be really focusing on or watching out for. And it was really geared towards people who are spending between $20 to $200 a month. This video is still going to be about Ops 38 to 42, but it's going to be geared for those players who are spending $500 a month or greater. So for players who are spending that significant amount of money on the game, we're going to look at three primary brackets. One, of course, is going to be which packs should I get. It's going to be different depending on your ops level, and we'll break it down between 38 and 39, which packs you should get, and then 40 plus, which packs should you get. The second area of consideration is when should I push up. So we'll kind of talk about when you should push up. It's mostly going to be geared around events, especially the monthly officer events, as well as rep. And the last item we're going to touch on briefly is research and which research you should be looking at before pushing up. All right, so if you're spending over $500 a month on the game, then I would really say for 30 and 39, I mean, you should try and prioritize to kind of just push ops as quick as you can between those levels and push to 39 first and hold. And at this level, you're going to be needing significant amounts of parasteel. So if you don't really have the time to raid a whole lot, then I would suggest the best pack for you would then be the Elite Territory Capture pack. I'm going to show you guys what mine looks like. It's going to be way different than what a 38 or 39 is going to look like, but it's still a good parasteel option for you. Mine gives a lot more. It's 105 billion on hand, and then like some more, like over 105 billion in tokens. But I think for Ops 38 or 39, you get somewhere between 1.5 to 2 billion, if I recall correctly, per $100 spent. So that's going to be your best value for parasteel at that level. And in addition to the parasteel that you get, you get some trite, but also you get a lot of ISO emulsion and mats. Okay, and then the ISO emulsion is going to be pretty useful for some of those nifty territory research that you're going to have to do to kind of help ease your path through 40s. Now, if for whatever reason you're short on mats at that level, and you need maybe some rare mats, then I think your best bet sub 40 for those would be the Outlaw Research Special. You can take a quick look at what mine looks like. So, aside from the amounts of resources you get here, I think it's one of the best 3-star, if I can find where the 3-star is. Well, okay, I guess they don't give me 3 stars at 54 anymore. But anyway, this used to be one of the best 3-star rare matte packs before Ops 40. So this is the one to go to. And in addition to those 2 packs, definitely get the monthly resource pack, because that's a good part of the pack as well. And also, the Elite Battle Pass pack. That one, if you get the $20 one or if you get the $100 one, I almost always go for the $100 one, just because you get some nice Ultra Recruit tokens in there. And depending on the arc, for example, during the arc where Honor Guard Warforce was introduced, that got you significantly more shards of Honor Guard Warf. So depending on what the officer is for that month, you should consider getting the $100 pack. So the packs change every level post 40, and you should take this into consideration when you're looking at pushing up. Basically, buy as little as you can until you hit your desired ops level, and then at that point, then you can start loading up on some packs. What are the packs that I recommend post 40? It breaks it down into a few different brackets, but first off, for parasteel, I would recommend something called, I have the wrong screen up, whoops. For parasteel, I would recommend something called the Ultra Station Pack, okay? It's gonna look something like this. I've got 5-star stuff, you all have 4-star stuff. Basically, it has the most amount of parasteel per $100, except for the monthly resource pack. In addition to that, you get some mats. Now, if you need dilithium for research, then you should really look at the Ultra Research Pack, and that is over here. And this one just gives you, dilly, as well as some mats. Now, if you need trite or mats in general, I would say get the Ultra Ship Power Packs. And I actually used this when I was pushing through my 40s, primarily for mats, not just for trite. But, if I needed, let's say, a lot of gas for something, then I would get an Explorer pack, because in terms of per $100 spent, this is going to be your best bet for mats as well, for both rare and uncommon gas. This pack is the most per $100. Now, same thing, if you need ore, then you would get the Ultra Battleship pack, okay? So this has the most rare and uncommon ore. And then if you need crystal, it's going to be the Ultra Interceptor pack, okay? So in addition to the mats, one of the other side bonuses is that you get a lot of uncommon ship components and rare ship components. These uncommon ship components are going to be one of the primary barriers that Scopely puts up when you get your first G4 ships out. It's not just mats, it's going to be mostly this uncommon ship parts that you can't use lat to buy. So, stock up on these as you need mats, and as an added bonus, you get more of these ship parts. Okay, the last of the packs that I want to kind of introduce to you in the post-40 economy are going to be the Ultra Faction Recruit Packs. These are really good for faction credits, and you're going to need your faction credits when you get your first G4 ships out, or when you're looking at getting your first G4 ships out. Let's say you want a Kelvin, and you said, oh no, what do I do, because I spent all of the faction credits that I'd saved up on my USS Enterprise. Well, instead of buying the ship like BP, the ship blueprint packs that come available every so often, I would say skip those and buy these faction recruit packs, because they give you the faction credits that you need to unlock your G4 ship. In addition, you get a bunch of Ultra Recruit tokens. Because in terms of playing the game, and for PvP or PvE, just ships and ship power is only half the battle. The other half of the battle is officers. So it's always good to have Ultra Recruit tokens as an added bonus, so you can make sure that you keep your officers kind of in line with your ships. Okay, so now we're on to when to push up. If you're at 38 and you're spending at the $500 or more level, then I would say buy those elite territory capture packs for the Para and push up to 39 as quick as you can. Once you hit 39, then I would say you need to do the Ascension event that comes around every Friday. So do that as early as you can. Basically, the Ascension event is just to do a G3 Epic Armada, win one. With any of your G3 Epic ships. So it's not too hard. You get 400 Ascension tokens, and that's all you really need. You only need to do it once. That's all you need to push up to 40. So, once you have that in hand, then the question of when to push up to 40, you can decide on your own. Or, I'm going to, of course, make some recommendations on that as well. So basically, if you're at 39, I would really hold at that until a monthly officer event comes. Because every month, with the new arcs, you always get a new epic officer, and a lot of that's going to be either power based or spend mat based. So if you're at 39 and you've got your Ascension tokens in hand, then basically wait for one of those events to start, and then score first. So make sure that you're locked into that 39 bracket, and then push up. Because once you hit 40, you get access to better packs. If it's a mat spending event, and you also you can also just kind of push up your defense platforms if it's a power play and not a mat spending play, and it just kind of it almost guarantees that you'll win that bracket. Because you're kind of fighting other people who are in the 35 to 39 ops range. So now that you're ops 40, I would recommend a somewhat slow and steady approach. So set yourself up to the point where you can push up to 42 and get the G4 uncommon ship that you want once you have the rep. But before you have the rep, you can kind of go pretty steady at a pretty steady pace through 40 and 41, and just kind of keep that in mind. From a pack buying standpoint, I don't recommend you to buy a whole lot of packs at these levels. Just buy the Ultra Station upgrade pack as you need it, because the higher ops level you are, the better the packs are. So it makes more sense for you to wait and just buy the ones that you really need to kind of push up, instead of buying ship power packs at this level. And then again, when going from 40 to 41 and 41 to 42, you should also consider what the events are that are in play. If there's a power gain event, like a domination type event for an officer that you really want that's in play, then maybe that's a good time to kind of really push up, because from Ops 41 to 42, it requires you to build up your defense platforms to at least level 41 before you can push that Ops 42 button. So, definitely wait until you have an event so you can kind of maximize these synergies and do those when you need to. Of course, that goes without saying that you already have the certain rep level that you need as well. So, never wait on rep. Go as fast as you can on rep. And the other thing that I'll touch on real quick is, ship XP, because prior to your 40s, most people don't really think about ship XP that much, and I still see people talking about throwing on crews, kind of grind ship XP. But once you're in that G4 economy zone, realize that ship XP is actually a really good way for you to gain power and get event points when there are those, like monthly officer power gain type events that are going on. And one of the ships that people kind of forget about, but you shouldn't, is your Franklin A. The Franklin A is classified as a G4 uncommon ship, so therefore it requires significantly more ship XP to level up. I would never recommend you to grind that. I would recommend you save that ship XP for an event. Okay. Whoops, my phone kind of died. So I would recommend you save that ship XP for an event. And when there is an event, then it's a good time to kind of tier up your Franklin A in conjunction with when you're kind of building out your station and upgrading your station to, let's say, from 41 to 42. So, that almost guarantees that you'll win at your ops level bracket. From 40 is like 40 to 45 is a bracket. So basically, you've got your defense platforms that you're building out up to 41 through defense platform D to get you points, and at the same time, because you're going up in ops level, you're going to need to upgrade your Franklin A as well. So when you're doing that, you get millions and millions of ship XP, and each of those ship XP, each point of ship XP usually counts for about 8 points of event points. So if you kind of time both of those together, then you're almost guaranteed to win. And lastly, I'll touch base on the research that you really need to focus on for these levels. I kind of talked about it before a little bit in the previous video, and it's pretty much the same for people who are looking at pushing up, except that the priority levels are a little bit different. So instead of looking at things that like ship, mat savers and all that stuff, it's really going to be about station upgrades. So when you're pushing up, the number one priority you should look at is to do the research for the station upgrade resource savers. And number two priority after that would be the station upgrade mat saver research. And after that, it should be, I've got a list on my other computer here that I'll read through. Number three priority would be any type of research resource savers. Number four priority, any research mat savers. And then after that, it's going to be station speed upgrades, and then research speed upgrades. Honestly, you get so many like speed ups that the speed research is really not a very high priority. You can always get around to those a bit later, and you should, but you can do it during your slow and steady approach and not during when you're actually doing your major pushing. And my caveat here on all this research, and the reason why I kind of prioritize them from 1 to 6, is that you don't really want to spend too much money on those research packs, on those dilly packs, until you actually hit your targeted ops level. If it's 42 or 43, when you're getting your G4 UNC out, then you can kind of spend money on those research packs, and not before, because you always get more bang for the buck the higher ops level you are. And in addition to that, one thing you should remember as well is that, as you're getting more prime research packs, make sure you buy all the prime research packs. Because they either have a lot of mats or they have a lot of dilly. So what I ended up doing when I was, I think, 42 was that I bought, there were 4 of the prime ship component refined packs, and I bought all 4, not because I wanted to get the prime ship component refines right away, but because they were offering significant dilly for that ops level. An example was, I think they were, a few hundred million, or maybe even a few billion dilly. And for that ops level, a single pack was only 100, 200 million dilly. So it was like, 10 or 15 times more dilly that I could get. What I did was that I used it for other research I really wanted to do, the combat research, or some of the station upgrade research that I mentioned before. Okay, so thank you for watching my video. That's basically all I wanted to cover from Ops 38 to 42 for people who are spending, $500 or more per month on the game. I think this gives you kind of a good starting point. If there's anything else that you guys think of, please be sure to leave a comment below, and I'll try and get back to you as quick as I can. And also, before you go, please don't forget to subscribe. And, moving forward, I think the next few videos, I've got a few things in my mind. I haven't really decided on which direction I'm going to go yet. But one of the things I want to really talk about would be ship scrapping, and which, ships make the most efficient sense in terms of, G3 mat usage as well as time and all that fun stuff. And then I'll probably go and do more features on some of the G4 ships, because I really want to talk about things like firing patterns and firing and weapon types, and how that really impacts on how a ship performs in PvP. It's not something that a lot of people think about, but it's actually really important. So, that's going to be one of my forthcoming videos. So again, thanks for watching today, and hope you all have a good day.